All right, what's happening, everyone? Welcome to a brand new episode of VMFC. Boy, did we have a crazy round of quarterfinals. But before we begin talking about all of that good stuff, on a personal note, I just want to thank everyone for the birthday wishes. My birthday was on Saturday. That was awesome. Thank you all so much. I'm 22 now, so I'm only getting older. We can't get younger. Anyway, thank you so much for the wishes. Let's talk about the games. Let's talk about Atalanta and PSG. That felt like it was a long time ago, but that was only on Wednesday. And boy, was that an interesting game because Atalanta started winning, and of course we know Atalanta. They are relentless. They will attack. They're not so great defensively. And I told you guys. I hate to say it, but I told you Atalanta was not going to be an easy out for PSG. PSG was going to have a lot of issues, and they did. It was literally Neymar and 10 more. Neymar and Mbappe, I would say, are like the two players that have a different mentality in that team. And thank goodness that Mbappe actually was able to play. He was healthy enough to play even 30 minutes. He made a huge difference. I was talking to Nick during the game, and I mean, he pointed it out first because he says it. He has money invested in PSG. Well, now it sounds like he's like part owner. He put money on them to win the Champions League, and he says that Mbappe is a difference maker. Neymar, he had so many opportunities. Neymar had. I mean, I'm kind of thinking about it right now. That first one that he had like 6 minutes into the game, and he completely missed it. Like it wasn't even close. He was 1-on-1 with the keeper, but anyway, Neymar and Mbappe are the two reasons why PSG are through to the Champions League semifinal. And it's kind of ironic that they actually didn't score, but they played such a good game that they are a big reason as to why they are through. I do have to say, though, for Atalanta, the incredible story. Of course, that's great. We always need a Cinderella story in sports. But if they want to become an actual European powerhouse, if they want to be a team that contends for a Champions League spot season after season, they have to improve defensively because we have, I mean, in these one-off games, it's obvious. Defense will win the game. The team that makes the least amount of mistakes will win the game. And that is obviously talking about the defensive side of the ball. If you can contain the opposition for 30, 40, 50 minutes after you score, chances are you are probably going to win. So Atalanta, what a season. Incredible. Props to them. But ultimately PSG prevailed, and my goodness, are they a force to be reckoned with now, especially with the team that advanced on the other side of that quarterfinal/semifinal tie. That is RB Leipzig. They defeated Atletico Madrid, another game that just came all the way down to the final minutes. Of course, what did we expect? We expected them to do exactly what they did. Defend, hold off. For them, being tied 0-0 is like, it's basically like a win. If they score a goal, it's like they're winning by like 5 or 6. So it was almost impossible to imagine Atletico approaching this game any differently. And as for RB Leipzig, we knew that RB Leipzig was going to be the press. They were going to keep the ball. They were going to pass it around. They were going to have a lot of possession. And surely, I mean, eventually they were going to break that line of defense that has been so incredibly solid for Atletico in the better part of the last decade, and of course going into this one. But eventually, and it kind of goes against what I just said about Atalanta, that they need to be a little bit more solid defensively. This goes against what I just said about them because Atletico completely held off, and they needed a penalty to get back into the game. So that's also like you need to find a good balance. There's a gray area in between being full on attack and just completely defend. So I think that Atletico, this was Atletico's perfect opportunity to win the title. Juventus no longer around. Real Madrid, no longer around. Cristiano Ronaldo, eliminated. This was the perfect opportunity. And in one-off games, anything could happen. And clearly anything did happen. RB Leipzig is now through to the semifinals of the UEFA Champions League. I saw a stat that Diego Simeone himself has managed more games than RB Leipzig has played in their entire history. What the hell? What the hell? He has more games managed than RB Leipzig has games played in their history. Absolutely incredible. RB Leipzig became a reality in 2009. So we'll put that in perspective. And now they are a game away from playing the Champions League final. All right, let's talk about what some people have been asking me to talk about for the last couple of days. Barcelona and Bayern Munich. Let's address the obvious here, or let's address the winners. Again, I hate to sound like this person, but what did I say? Bayern Munich is the best team in Europe. Some people didn't believe it. One of my great friends was talking to me about that he didn't believe the hype of Bayern. And this is a person whose opinion I completely respect and I value a lot. But I'm like, dude, I don't know. I think Bayern is the best team in Europe. We'll just have to wait and look. And he's like, I don't know. They don't have faced much competition in Germany, which is fair. It's true. I mean, one thing is to face Barcelona and Chelsea and Tottenham, and another thing is to face Hoffenheim and I don't know, Hertha Berlin and stuff like that. There's just, you can't even compete. But regardless, Bayern Munich has been doing an excellent job. And I've been saying this since January, since the Bundesliga restarted. And then when it restarted again back in May, Bayern Munich is the best team in Europe. And there are no two opinions about that. Bayern Munich is the best coach team. They have the best working system for them. They figured it out. And they just seem to do things well. Everything seems to go right for them. So an 8-2 victory might be a little bit exaggerated, but guess what? Bayern Munich is really, right now, that much better than Barcelona. So congratulations to Bayern Munich, the best team in Europe. The clear favorites to win the Champions League. The clear-cut favorites to win the Champions League, and it's not even close. Now, Barcelona. Where do I start with Barcelona? Let's start off with the poor business decisions that they have made in the last few years. They let Neymar go for 222 million euros, or so we think. Probably was more. They let him go for that amount of money. You have 200 plus million euros sitting in the bank. What do? You go and buy a player that has a rich history in injuries for half of that, and then you spend the rest on a guy that doesn't even play for you anymore, that is out on loan for the team that absolutely dismantled you on Friday. Oh, and I forgot. Your biggest signing of the season was on the bench against Bayern. He was on the bench for the first half. He didn't start. What are we doing, Barcelona? What are we doing? That's the business side. Let's talk about what happened on the pitch. Let's talk about the pathetic performance from every single one of these players. Every single one of these players played absolutely pathetic. Pathetic. The only one that I might rescue just a little bit, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. And he conceded 8 goals. The poor guy. He conceded 8 goals. And now, this isn't a coincidence either. Again, the scoreline could be a little bit exaggerated. I understand that. If they play 9 times out of 10, if they play 9 more times, I'm pretty sure Bayern Munich is going to win another 8, but not 8-2. They're probably going to win, maybe 4-1, 3-1, whatever. The scoreline is exaggerated. But it's also very clear that Barcelona is a pathetic excuse of a team. They are literally just a group of names that so happen to wear the same colored jersey whenever they're on the pitch. This is not a team. This isn't a team. This is not a team. And the most disappointing part, and this hurts my heart to say, the most disappointing part is the captain, Lionel Messi. I feel like I have to address this. Lionel Messi, my favorite player of all time, the best player I have ever seen in my 22 years of existence. The best player, not even close. But you put a captain armband around him, or around his arm, and he suddenly just shrinks. He's not a leader. He's not a good leader. He's not a vocal leader. He's not very good dealing with adversity, at least in a game. He's not so much of an alpha. He's just damn talented. And when he turns it on, he is unstoppable. But when things don't go his way, like he originally thought they would, he shrinks. Or when the game plan isn't working, he doesn't really know what to do. And it hurts my heart to say, I'm trying not to cry right now, honestly. Okay, not so much, but it hurts. It hurts to admit that Lionel Messi's not a great leader. He's not a great leader. He's not. He's really not. He is just one of those guys that's damn good at their job. But if you tell him, all right, you gotta start rallying up the troops. You gotta start motivating these guys because these guys are looking up to you, and rightfully so. Most of these guys are looking up to him because he is. I mean, he's just a machine. He's a cheat code. But when things don't go his way, when a couple of defenders are corralling him and they don't let him do his thing, very rarely does he find another way to get things done. So there's that. It hurt to say, and Real Madrid fans are going to be incredibly happy hearing this from me. But yeah, Lionel Messi's just not a leader. He shouldn't be the captain. And honestly, if I was Barcelona, also I this kind of just got lost in this conversation. Quique Setién is I think it might be official. I'm not sure, but the rumor immediately after the game was that Quique Setién was no longer the manager for Barcelona, which he was never the guy. Let's be honest. He was never the guy. He was never someone that you would want to. Okay. Here we go. This is from a day ago, according to ESPN. Barcelona set to sack manager Quique Setién in coming days. So yeah, it looks like it's going to become a reality that he is going to get sacked. But what worries me the most is the guy that's going to replace Quique Setién, and likely only going to replace or only going to hold that spot for a year. Because there's elections coming up, and Bartomeu is gonna get ran out. He's literally gonna get chased out of that city. No one wants him even remote. No one even wants him in the country, let alone in the city. So what's gonna happen here? According to multiple reports, Mauricio Pochettino is likely the candidate to take over at Barcelona. One, not a fit. His style isn't necessarily Barcelona's. Two, the players are already not liking that decision. And this is something else, too. The players have a little bit too much power in this team. They have a lot of power in this team. If you want to run a good organization, don't give your employees that much power, all right? Of course, give them a voice. Let them know that their voices are heard. But the ultimate decision does not come down to the players, does not come down to the employees. It comes down to the higher-ups, all right? There's business 101 from someone who doesn't currently own a successful business. But anyway, the guys at Barcelona do not want Mauricio Pochettino. So there we go. A lot of power, and it looks like it is true that Messi calls all the shots, but then when it's time to actually deliver and things aren't going his way, he doesn't do his part. But yeah, that was kind of that was a big relief. That was like, I can take a deep breath now. I got all of that out of my chest, and yeah. Real quick, before we move on to Manchester City, another 10 minutes of rambling. Gerard Piqué said that he volunteers to be the first one out if there's new blood coming in. Well, Gerard Piqué, I think you might be 10 years too late. You might be 10 years too late. You should have never even been a Barcelona player. I will die on this hill. Gerard Piqué is the most overrated defender of all time. Rafa Marquez was a much better defender, but he just got older. So, yeah, there it is. Gerard Piqué, one of the guys that would be incredible if he didn't play for Barcelona next season. It would be absolutely incredible. All right, moving on now. Manchester City and Lyon. My goodness, what the hell is going on? Lyon is through to the semifinals of the UEFA Champions League. We can very much see a Champions League final between RB Leipzig and Lyon. What is this? 2020. So I'll be honest, I didn't watch the full game. Again, my birthday was that day, so I was out. I caught the highlights, and of course, that's not the end-all, be-all. The highlights are just like the best parts of the game. Usually, in the best parts of the game, you don't get much from what the actual story of the game was. But what I got from the highlights, and I really want to make an emphasis on this, what I got from the highlights was that Manchester City was a little bit unlucky, and Lyon caught a couple of breaks. Some of the goals were very flukish, and this isn't me taking away credit from Lyon. This isn't me taking away credit from Lyon whatsoever. They are through to the Champions League semifinals. Congratulations to them. But that's what happens, again, with these one-off games. If you don't make many mistakes, if you're solid defensively, it's likely that you are going to advance. So Lyon did their thing. I mean, what are they going to do? Not take advantage of any mistake that Ederson or Joao Cancelo makes? I mean, of course, you'd be stupid not to. And they did, so props to them. But Manchester City, I don't know if it's bad luck. Some people don't believe in that. I don't know if it's them being too into their thoughts. They're wrapped up in their thoughts a little bit too much. I don't know what it is. But this team, you put them in a Champions League spot. You make them play a big game, and they just crumble. I don't know what it is about Manchester City. And for those here, let me get a little bit more out of the way. For those who say that Pep Guardiola is a fraud, I don't know. Do you want to watch golf or do you want to watch baseball? Because soccer might not be your thing. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Pep Guardiola is not a fraud. Let's be very clear about that. He revolutionized the game. And I've said this many times. If you are a young coach aspiring to be a big-time manager in Europe right now, and you tell me that you weren't influenced even a little by Pep Guardiola's Barcelona, you are a liar. You are a liar. Or if you weren't influenced even a little by Pep Guardiola's Bayern Munich, you are a liar. Or even by this Manchester City, you are a liar. Because Pep Guardiola is a genius. And sometimes it's to his detriment. It's to his disadvantage. Sometimes he gets a little bit too much into his head. And does he have to take some of the blame? Of course he has to take some of the blame. It's his team. It's his team that lost. But ultimately, Pep Guardiola isn't going to go in there and score the easy tap-in that Raheem Sterling missed. And the same thing could go for Quique Setién, who was getting sacked. He can't go in there and tell his guys, like, yo, come on, let's not concede 8 goals. But yeah, with this Manchester City side, I don't know what it is. Small club mentality, I guess. Money doesn't buy a big mentality. Money doesn't buy a winning mentality. You develop it over time. And Kevin De Bruyne, poor Kevin De Bruyne, man, what a player. Some of the plays that this guy makes, some of the passes that he completes are just incredible. This guy is so fun to watch. But he literally said, well, I mean, he didn't say it literally, but he's like, same shit, different toilet. Pretty much. He didn't say that. He said something like, oh, it's the same thing. Different year, same thing. Something like that. So it's just this team keeps getting knocked out. This team keeps getting knocked out. in the same stage of this damn competition, and they can't seem to get over that hump. What is it going to take for Manchester City to get over this hump of the quarterfinal and eventually make it to a semifinal, which will ultimately lead to them winning the Champions League, which is what they want. That's what they invest all these millions and millions and millions of euros or pounds into. Or for. What is it going to take? Seriously, what is it going to take? You have world champions in there. You have European champions in there. You have Copa America champions in there. You obviously have Premier League winners in there. I'm trying to remember if any of these players have won a Champions League before. I'm not sure. They probably have maybe one or two in there somewhere, maybe even on the bench or something. But regardless, this is a club with a small mentality, with a losing mentality. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. And I'm surprised it hasn't changed now with Pep Guardiola. I am shocked. He's been there for 4 seasons, I believe. Or 5 seasons? I think this might be his 5th season. I'm not sure. I think we're going into his 5th season. But now this leaves a lot of questions for Manchester City. Kevin De Bruyne didn't seem happy. Is Kevin De Bruyne going to leave? Is Pep Guardiola going to stay? Sergio Aguero, Gabriel Jesus, what's going to happen with them? David Silva's leaving. Bernardo Silva, what's going to happen with him? Raheem Sterling, what's going to happen with him? Is he going to stay? There was a lot of rumors when the UEFA ban was put upon Manchester City. There was a lot of rumors that De Bruyne, Sterling were all going to leave. So now, because they're not banned anymore, but they can't seem to get over the hump. Are they gonna go and try their luck somewhere else? I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. And there's a couple of signings that are coming in, but these aren't like proven players either. These aren't Champions League winners. You know, it's a lot of young guys, very talented, but not ultimately not the experience maybe that Manchester City and Pep Guardiola are looking for. I just talked about the team that lost, and I talked about Lyon for like a minute. But anyway, yeah, Lyon is through. Lyon is through to the Champions League semifinal. So now, let me check the times really quick. I believe on Tuesday we have PSG against Leipzig, and on Wednesday we have the other two, Bayern Munich against Lyon. Excuse me, I had steak yesterday. RB Leipzig and PSG on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we have a bunch of Champions League qualifying games for the 2020-2021 season. And meanwhile, the 2019-2020 Champions League is still not decided. That is hilarious. But yeah, on Wednesday, we have Lyon against Bayern Munich. God, I was hoping it was Manchester City against Bayern Munich, but Lyon absolutely ruined and spoiled the party. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for me. I'm gonna go have some more fun. Of course, I had to get this done because I had to say it. What had to be said was said. So, yeah, there we go. By the way, I got this Ajax beautiful away kit for the new season. This is it. Got it for my birthday. Thank you, Mom. And yeah, I actually got another jersey too for my birthday. But anyway, hope you all enjoy the games. I will probably make a preview for the final late next week or late this week because probably next Saturday. There will be a video up previewing the final. If I can get a guest on, that would be cool. If I can't, then of course I'll just do it by myself. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Alex Perez FC. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow Veterans Minimum at Veterans Minimum on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to the podcast and go Lyon, I guess. I think that might be my pick to win the Champions League. I don't know what's going on. All right, that'll do it for me. Take care. Goodbye.
Fabregas